Hi everyone and welcome to Glamorous with me, Robbie. So, Glamorous, what is that? Basically, it's the glamour of Broadway and Hollywood throughout the ages. Please click subscribe to Glamorous below and follow me on Instagram at BroadwayMakeupDesign.com. Okay, let's see if we can guess what we're going to talk about. Alright, so what are we talking about today? Let's see. Madame Pompadour, Ilsa Scapadelli, Reese Witherspoon, Jacqueline Kennedy, Marilyn Monroe, Molly Ringwald. Can you guess what they all have in common? Pink. We're talking about pink, the history of pink, and it is known as a controversial color. Admittedly, I didn't really have a lot of pink in my life before the birth of our daughter in 2015. My favorite color is aqua blue. It always has been, but with the birth of a little baby girl, bringing that pink into our gray and blue world, it really livened it up. I'm an Aries, so I love red, particularly faded red, like a barn. So I just think it really energizes, and it's just such a happy color. But it's been quite controversial over the years. So let's check it out through fashion, Broadway, Hollywood, and see what's the talk about. Why are we talking about pink? I worked on The Grinch Who Stole Christmas with my amazing mentor, Tom Augustine, and we were invited to the Macy's Day Parade, but the costumes had never been on stage before. They were brand new, so pristine. The color palette for the wigs and the costumes were red, white, and pink. And it rained. It rained. So the goal was to keep the reds red, the whites white, and make sure little pink babies didn't multiply and run, get it, run, all about in the rain. So luckily, it was all a success. We put a lot of care into making sure the costumes didn't get destroyed and were perfect for the audiences. And actually, my laptop got stolen at the Hilton Theater that day, but I got it back. So A+ security. Okay, let's go way back, many centuries ago. Yes, I said that. Haha, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. How about 1.1 billion years ago to the Sahara Desert in West Africa? They actually found pink pigments in the rocks. And that would date it geologically as the oldest color on record. Pink's origins also hail from the flower Dianthus plumaris, also known as common pink, garden pink, and wild pink. Pink originally meant little flower. The flower Dianthus actually has a little eye in the center. The French word œillet means both pink and eyelet because pink originally meant little. In the 18th century, Madame Pompadour, 1721 to around 1764, was the mistress of King Louis XV of France. She loved the colors pink and blue together, making them the hot colors of the court of Versailles. She had her own special pink made by the Sèvres porcelain factory. It surprisingly had hints of blue, black, and yellow. Pink was huge in the 18th century. Now, the painting called Pinky is of Sarah Moulton by Sir Thomas Lawrence in 1794. In the 19th century, little boys were dressed in pink. Frills, bows, adornments. Boys were seen as miniature men, and they were dressed in pink as a nod to military men in bright red. You know, pink is just a lighter version of red. So as technologies changed in the 19th century, before our chemical dyes would fade when washed with scalding hot water, now once you wash the garments, the color would actually hold and stay true. Queen Victoria was painted in 1850 holding her third son, Prince Arthur, wearing pink and white. In the 19th century, one of my favorite Impressionist painters, Degas, featured dancers in pink. American painter Mary Cassatt, 1844 to around 1926, featured women and children in pink. She was actually influenced by Degas. The Pennsylvania native actually spent a lot of time in and died in France. Okay, so when we had our daughter at the hospital, they literally said we could take anything we wanted in the room. My husband Clint took that literally, and he took anything that was not screwed to the floor. And that's only because he didn't have a screwdriver. But he took these beautiful white burp cloths that had little chickies on them, and it's so good that he did, because literally every time you gave Arabella a bottle, she'd spit up everywhere, and we washed them numerous times. So they came in super, super handy. Okay, back to history. In 1918, what were girls and boys wearing in America, for example? In the 1918 trade publication, Earnshaw's Infant Department stated pink for boys and blue for girls. They felt pink is a strong color for a strapping boy, and blue is dainty and demure for a girl. In a 1927 Time article, big department stores like Boston, Chicago, New York touted pink for boys, and what did the American public do? They followed suit. Okay, let's get fashion-y. Italian designer Elsa Schiaparelli, 1890 to 1973, was a fashion powerhouse. With the 20th century, we had bolder pinks and dyeing techniques yielded garments that wouldn't fade when washed. In 1931, Schiaparelli invented shocking pink, a magenta color. She followed up with a perfume called Shocking in the shape of Mae West's body. Shocking! The perfume was actually dyed in the signature color of shocking pink. Elsa Schiaparelli popularized hot pink in the late 1930s-40s. She really stood out amongst post-World War II designers. Here is a photo of Zsa Zsa Gabor in a pink and red dress from the 1952 film Moulin Rouge. How beautiful is that? So why do we know or care about Elsa Schiaparelli? For her formidable fashion contributions. Let's take a look. Okay, here's a list of Elsa Schiaparelli's formidable fashion contributions. Number 1, the wrap dress in the 1930s, way before Diane von Furstenberg. Second, a divided skirt, a skort, if you will, for the Wimbledon in 1931. Third, she added a built-in bra to a women's swimsuit. That's super helpful. Fourth, she did the first evening dress with a matching jacket. Okay, M.O.B., mother of bride, you are born. During Prohibition, she added a little flask pocket into a hidden speakeasy dress. Sixth, she made visible zippers as a design element. Seventh, she had famous jewelry with surrealist flair, such as insects on clear plastic necklaces. I love bug jewelry, by the way. And, of course, shocking pink. If I could do a whole episode on Elsa, I would. Her fashion house was closed in 1994, but luckily in 2013, Marco Zanini revived the brand beautifully. So different shades of pink are emerging. My colors are blush and bashful. I have chosen 2 shades of pink, one much deeper than the other. Shelby Steele Magnolias. Okay, enough of that. Okay, as we got into the late 1940s, 1950s, it switched. What switched? Well, pink went to the girls and blue went to the boys. Really, World War II was the turning point. Nazis used pink triangles to denote gays, or presumably gay, in concentration camps. That might have tainted the male perspective of pink, do you think? A little bit? The gay rights movement took a once ugly badge of hate and made it a positive symbol of pride. Take something, make it positive. I love it. Just typically in history, boys and girls were dressed genderless, usually in white, boys and girls alike, dressed in dresses up until the age of 6. But now the gender stereotypes and the stigmas were starting to emerge with pink and blue. So Marie Antoinette famously loved pink, but you know what? Marie Antoinette gave it up in her 30s. She said, I can't wear it anymore. Well, guess what? I just found pink in my 30s, and I love it. The 1950s post-war America branded pink as super feminine, everything for women, down to every little accessory and home decor. In the 1950s, women would match their eyeshadows to their shoes, purses, couches, and curtains. It's so true. Here are 2 photos of one of my favorite iconic, just legends, Lucille Ball. In 1952, hair salons reported 3 of 5 haircuts were the poodle cut. Here's the famous red Lucille Ball. I loved watching reruns of I Love Lucy. I call my daughter Babaloo sometimes. And what a fashion plate Lucille Ball was. Like, people don't talk about that enough. Her fashion in I Love Lucy was beyond. And Lucille Ball was a fashion plate. People never talk about it. They're like, oh, the funny lady. Of course, she was a comedic genius, but she was also a killer businesswoman. Huge. Like, so smart, so talented, such a boss lady, but she was a fashion plate. She was, besides starting as a model, she was gorgeous. All the fashion of Lucille Ball, she was absolutely breathtaking. Okay, do you remember Calmay soap ads? If you were a woman and bathed with Calmay pink, you were the bee's knees, and it magically made you more sophisticated and beautiful. Even if it was ridiculous, that's the power of advertising, and that's the power of pink. If you feel a certain way, then maybe you are a certain way. All right, and even pink made its way into bathrooms and kitchens. They were like everywhere. We got the baby blue version in our 1960s 4-level split. I actually like it. It's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind if we had a pink one. In 1953, Mamie Eisenhower wears a pink ball gown to the inauguration. Mamie Eisenhower had a pink ball gown and clutch, and she loved the color pink. Her gown was peau de soie and had more than 2,000 rhinestones. What's peau de soie? You're like, what are you talking about, Robbie? It's a finely ribbed satin. Her jewelry was by Trifari. She had a pink bathroom. Her bathroom had pink cotton balls. She redecorated the First Lady's quarters in the White House, all in pink. It was coined the Pink Palace. Do you remember the 1957 movie starring Audrey Hepburn and Fred Astaire? Funny face! Also remember Kay Thompson's most memorable musical number? Think Pink! Kay Thompson, Liza Minnelli's godmother, wrote Eloise. She was a musical genius, so very talented in her own right. Kay Thompson plays a crazed fashion editor obsessed with pink. Sounds very Miranda Priestley to me. Brum brum. Okay, start your engines. Donna Mae Mems, female race car champion driver extraordinaire. She wore a pink helmet, pink uniform, and a pink race car. All right. How about Elvis's 1955 Cadillac? It's actually a 1954 pink Cadillac. It was his ride with the Blue Man Boys for about 3 months until it went up in smoke in 1955. Do you know the Ford Motor Company was the only car company that was selling pink as a standard color? And does everybody remember Marilyn Monroe's pink dress in Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend in the 1953 movie Gentlemen Prefer Blondes? The original Billy Travilla costume that was intended for that scene cost $4,000 and never saw the light of day because the censors flipped out. They were just like, oh my lord, there's too much body, because it was basically like a body stocking with rhinestones in the right places, but she had all the right places. So it reverted to a sketch that had black opera gloves and black Ferragamo heels. Okay, the winner, a monochromatic, shocking pink silk satin dress that was like a sandwich with one side seam, and it was backed with green billiard fabric for structure. Those gloves are actually ombre, by the way. Okay, how can anybody forget Jacqueline Kennedy's strawberry pink Chanel suit? She actually wore it twice because it was JFK's favorite outfit on her. How history can be cruel sometimes, but it is such an iconic outfit for more than one reason. All right, so let's check out another Jacqueline Kennedy look. Jackie's pink Christian Dior silk Dupont shantung gown that wraps around to a bow in the back. Wow. I could have edited that little hair doodad out. But hey, we're all tempted by accessories. More is more. When people use words and we're supposed to have like instant recall over them, it's like really unfortunate. So silk Dupont is a type of fabric that gives it that beautiful iridescent effect. Oleg Cassini dressed Jackie for inaugurations because she believed it was important to have an American designer represented for the First Lady, although she was a huge fan of French designers. Okay, Jacqueline Kennedy could wear like any color on earth. Pink looked particularly beautiful on her, but she really could wear any color. So what were some of Jacqueline Kennedy's like fashion and beauty tips? Well, she said, treat a lipstick like an accessory, use a Dead Sea soap on your face, invest in an excellent moisturizer and oil for your skin, sleep on a silk pillowcase for your skin and for your hair, and she actually used oil on the ends of her hair. Okay, she's known for her beautiful bouffant. I have a theory. If you look at her wedding photo with her curls, I think that's her natural texture, and she had it blown out, probably weekly or whatever, and that's why she had that great volume, because if you blow out that kind of curly hair, it gives you that great volume and lift. So I think people who are trying to copy her, they might have had to run and get a perm and then blow out the perm. Or if they had natural curls, I don't know, because sometimes you can blow out curls and your hair's like poker straight and flat. This photo of a white off-the-shoulder gown worn by Audrey Hepburn in Roman Holiday was designed by Edith Head. For publicity photos, they colorized it to pink. I think I prefer pink. As we got into the 1960s and 1970s, the women's liberation movement kind of opted more for neutral, more serious tones, more understated, more reserved. They didn't want to wear anything that would limit their power or their ability to succeed. So pink was kind of shelved for a little bit. In the late 1970s and into the 1980s, with prenatal testing, figuring out whether you're having a boy or a girl, and Hollywood movies, of course, I think gender classing became more popular. Blue for boys, pink for girls. I mean, you could have a white nursery or a beige one, but I think most of us like to pre-plan, and you don't really want to paint a nursery once the baby's born. Okay, so let's get into some notable late 70s, 1980s movies that helped, really drive pink home. The 1978 movie Grease. Grease is the word. The Pink Ladies. Come on! Stockard Channing. My memory of Olivia Newton-John as Sandy was in Baby Blue. I was wrong. I was going to talk about it. I was going to say how, Rizzo's in pink, Olivia Newton-John's in blue. No, it was pale yellow. I was like, yow! I remembered that wrong. Isn't that weird how your color memory can be different? The Pink Ladies hang out with the T-Birds at the Frosty Palace. They are the cool kids. Okay, let's talk about some legends, some iconic superstars of the 80s. Princess Diana, Madonna, and Freddie Mercury. In the 1980s, we were allowed to have pink in the mainstream. It was on everyone. Men, women, and everyone in between. Princess Diana could not go wrong. She did not wear a lot of pink, but she definitely, played with all the colors in the Crayola box. Madonna, emulating Marilyn Monroe. This became iconic 80s for Madonna. Some people didn't even know Marilyn did it first. Freddie Mercury was definitely confident and cool enough to wear pink. In the 80s, pink, pastel pink, and neon pink were popping up everywhere. Oh my gosh, jams. I wore jams. I was proud of my jams. I think I wore loose cotton boxer shorts under those jams. I think I wore loose cotton boxer briefs under my jams. Danger! With my Zach Morris flip hair. Now it's Molly Ringwald in Pretty in Pink. Her dad buys that prom dress. That is just the most. I'm having dad pangs because the love of your daughter is like none other. The costume designer was Marilyn Vance, and it wasn't meant to be couture. It had to look like she fashioned it herself. It still became fashion anyway. Just like the aristocrats were like the celebrities of their time, we watch what the celebrities are doing, how they dress themselves, how they dress their kids. Hi, Victoria Beckham, David Beckham, royalty. And we emulate it. Nothing's changed. The 1989 classic Steel Magnolias was costume designed by Julie Weiss. Wow, what an ensemble to dress. Julia Roberts, Sally Field, Shirley MacLaine, Dolly Parton, Daryl Hannah, Olympia Dukakis. Did I miss anyone? I'm sorry. The beautiful dog, Weezer's dog. Who was that? That big beast? I have one of those now, Huck. He's 10 months old. Gorgeous, but he's a beast. He pulls. We're always like, oh my gosh, our neighbors are going to think we're Weezer. Okay, I'm not going to recite Shelby's blush and bashful scene again. If you want that torture, you can watch my teaser again. But wow, what a social and an emotional impact that scene and the movie left on us all. Is the power of movies and Broadway. We hear with our eyes and we see with our ears. The traditional way you use those body parts too, of course. But you know what I mean, how words can invoke imagery. Images and color can create emotion and feelings. It's like so powerful. All right, 2001, Reese Witherspoon, Legally Blonde. The costume designer for the films, Sophie de Radcliffe, did her research and came up with the perfect signature color for Elle Woods. Sorority girl turned Harvard law student. Reese Witherspoon is only 5'1", but wow, is she a powerhouse on screen. The Broadway Legally Blonde came in 2007, and the costumes were designed by Greg Barnes and the hair by David Bryan Brown. Wow, what an amazing team. Wicked, the story of Elphaba and Glinda, came to Broadway in 2003, and the costume designer was Susan Hilferty. Susan Hilferty opted for a blue, yes, a blue bubble dress for Glinda the Good Witch. Hilferty won the 2004 Tony Award for Wicked. Throughout the musical, Glinda does have classic pink moments, such as the musical number Popular, I'm a blonde in pink and you're green. Landscape green to be exact. Her name, Barbara Millicent Roberts. She was born unveiled in 1959. She first appeared in her iconic black and white bathing suit, but her signature color is Barbie pink. Pantone is a shade of magenta pink. The 2004 hit movie Mean Girls has the Mean Girls, aka the Popular Girls, aka the Plastics, hello Barbie, in pink. The costume designer for Mean Girls was Mary Jane Ford, and what she created was pure iconography. Remember those pink velour tracksuits girls were wearing everywhere, particularly the mall? Some moms to the grocery store too. Mean Girls came to Broadway in 2017 with, again, Greg Barnes as the costume designer. Wow, what an amazing job he did. Hair designed by Josh Marquette, fabulous work. Makeup design, Milagros Medina Cedera. I thought Amadeo was hard to say. Bravo on that name. The pink ribbon for breast cancer awareness, because pink is healthy, lively, happy. Everything cancer is not. All right, red carpet moments. The most notable pink gown I can think on the red carpet was 1999, Gwyneth Paltrow's pink Ralph Lauren gown for the Oscars. I think that was a true pink moment on the red carpet. So I think Gwyneth Paltrow's 1999 look was the most notable pink red carpet moment, but I need your help. Will you send me any pink red carpet moments that you find or think are great or want to talk about? You can email them to me at broadwaymakeupdesign@gmail.com, or you can tag me at Broadway Makeup Design on Instagram, or whatever this you of the tube, whatever you can do here, reach out to me. I'd love to talk about it. Or maybe even just like any kind of pink moment. I just think it's such a brilliant color to talk about. All right, one more last fashion moment for pink before we go. Cher Horowitz in the movie Clueless for the pink finale scene, wedding of Miss Geist, played by Twink Kaplan, who was also the associate producer of the film. She's a genius. I love that scene. What an amazing ensemble cast. I saw that movie in school. It was everything. It's like my Bible. I love it. All right. Well, it's a nice day for a pink wedding. Sorry, Billy Idol. Pink would have been better. Well, that's it. I have no idea what I rambled about for however long, but thank you for joining. Please click subscribe to Glamorous. I'm trying this thing out, guys. Who knows where it'll go? And follow me on Instagram at BroadwayMakeupDesign.com. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for joining. Please click subscribe to Glamorous. I'd really appreciate it, guys. I'm trying this out. Gorgeous daughter, Arabella Sierra.
Bye.
Bye. And follow me at Broadway Makeup Design.